Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Amy, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be setting up my August planner pages. I'll be using these Midnight Carnival stickers from Hubman and Chubgirl. This theme feels very summery to me. It feels like spending an evening at a state or county fair. I'll also be using some Derwent Inktense watercolor pencils and markers in coordinating colors. This first half spread will include the first day of August and a notes box. The other half of this spread was for the last 6 days of July because I like to have all 7 days of each week on one spread, even if the week is split between 2 months. I'm starting with an iron blue watercolor pencil number 840. The planner boxes will be framed by a striped, tall circus tent. Since I like to have the full 7 days on each weekly spread, I don't usually have space for a monthly title page. So I'm going to create a mini cover / mega header on the top of this page. This is not watercolor paper, so I use a Tombow colorless blender marker to activate the watercolor pigment. The blender marker is less wet than a brush and water, so it doesn't cause the paper to buckle or warp. I'm going to be using 2 different styles of tent inspired by the sticker sheets to add some visual interest. Now I'm using Lagoon number 810 for the sky. I'm coloring in very sketchy horizontal lines to give the look of thin wispy clouds in the night sky. I like to use watercolor pencils in my journal because I'm trying to avoid the look of overlapping strokes that you can often get with markers. But activating large areas of watercolor pencil with the blender marker can also leave some streakiness and unwanted texture. In this case, I'm adding the texture on purpose. I won't be making a monthly calendar spread because I don't use them. I just transfer my appointments directly from my future log to my weekly pages. After the sky, I start working on the ground. I'm using number 2120 neutral gray and coloring little irregular circles to give the ground a cobblestone-like look. In subsequent pages, I realized I wasted a lot of time putting down the pencil in little circles. It looks identical if I just use the blender marker in little circles when I activate the pigment. Now I'm using Chili Red number 500 to create a striped big top circus tent for the mega header and to finish off the tent around the planner boxes. Once everything is dry, I tried adding some gold and silver stars in the sky using metallic gel pens, but they are a little bit hard to see. I'm also adding some little heart-shaped accents with a white Sakura Jelly Roll pen. I created all of this month's weekly spreads the same way, so I'll speed through that part. The 8 planner boxes for each full week of August are placed in 2 tall towers on the outside of the spreads. The last spread with the last 2 days of August has a similar layout as the first page, and this spread will eventually include the first 5 days of September. Starting back on the first spread, I'm using a red zebra click art marker to add the August monthly header centered on top of the big top tents. I'm using an all caps serif font and adding some little points halfway up the letters pointing outwards towards the sides. You've probably noticed I leave a lot of blank space on my weekly spreads. That is my flex space, which I usually use for journaling and memory keeping, but I could use it for habit trackers or anything else I might need that week. I'm using a red Papermate flare to add the number and the first letter of each day of the week in each daily box and an N in each notes box. And now it's sticker time. This little airplane pulling the hello banner is perfect for the mini title / mega header. And this is also the perfect page for the ticket booth. Each scene on the bottom of the weekly spreads are a little bit different. I used the bigger character stickers on this second spread with some other items sprinkled in. This third spread is where I put the food carts and carnival games with some of the smaller versions of the characters. The fourth week is mostly rides with the Ferris wheel and merry-go-round. And I also added some bunting flags along the top. And then another spread with the bigger characters. On this last page, I placed some balloons and a hot air balloon to fill up some space around the top of the spread. And with the weekly spreads done, I'm flipping to the front of the notebook where I have set aside pages for all of my monthly health trackers for the year. Each monthly health tracker is made up of 2 two-page spreads. I will trim off the edge of the middle page to create a Dutch door and round the corners with a corner punch. I'm turning the notebook sideways so I can add the header along the right margin. I'm putting a notepad against the side of the notebook to rest my hand on while I write. I'm using the same font and red click art marker I used for the headers on my weekly spreads. I don't decorate my health tracker spreads, but I do like them to coordinate with the weekly spreads for the month. I'm using the red Papermate flare to add the dates and first letter of each day down the left margin. I enter the data for the things I want to keep track of in the row next to each day. And because of the Dutch door, the header and the dates are always visible. I'm using a dark navy blue Papermate flare to draw in columns next to the days of the week. Each column is for a different symptom, treatment, or potential trigger I want to track. The columns are 2 dot grid spaces wide, except for the one on the far right where I log the high and low temperature range for the day. I go right to left so my ruler won't drag through my lines before they're fully dry. I create brackets on top of each column where each column's header will go. The top end of each bracket is 3 dots to the right of the base, so I have a little more space to write. I'm using a medium blue Papermate flare to draw a horizontal line between Saturday and Sunday. I like to have a visual separation between each week. Turning the page, on the left I'm creating 2 columns. The first is where I log my exercise or activity next to each day. The next column is divided into 3 sections where I list my AM, evening, and late night medications. The whole page on the right is for notes. That's where I can jot down anything that may be important to remember but doesn't have its own space. I'm also adding horizontal lines between each week under the exercise activity column. And I'm labeling each section with the red Papermate flare. Back on the previous spread, I'm labeling the first couple of columns so you can get an idea of how it will look. I'll label the rest of the columns right at the beginning of August because I do sometimes adjust the things I track. And now it's time for the final flip through. Starting with the August mega header / mini cover and the first day of the month, sharing a spread with the last 6 days of July. I think these spreads turned out pretty cute. I did use all of the star stickers from the sticker sheets I had for this collection. I think they look better than the stars I drew in myself, but I wish there were more of them. This last spread will eventually include the first 5 days of September. Then I'll turn to the August health tracker. I like to keep all of my health trackers for the year together in the front of the notebook for easy reference. As I was filming the flip through, I realized I forgot to label the little August tab I made when I set this notebook up originally. I'm writing AUG for August on the tab with the red Papermate flare. This makes it easier to find each month's health tracker. I think that's all I have for you for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.